Puppies, puppies, puppies. We're gonna look at a whole bunch of puppies here because we think puppies are a big, hairy deal. Got puppy love for your pooch? You're not just imagining things. Along with these powers all dogs have, man's best friend really does have a special power to make humans fall in love with him or her. And the secret lies in those darn puppy eyes. To observe the relationship between people and their pups, Japanese researchers conducted 2 experiments. The first to measure the oxytocin levels of dogs and their owners before and after 30 minutes of interaction. In the second study, the researchers gave dogs oxytocin nasal spray and measured their hormonal levels again. Turns out the longer the owners petted and talked to their dogs as well as looked into their eyes, the higher the levels of oxytocin in both people and dogs. The second study also found that female dogs tended to stare longer at their owners after receiving the oxytocin boost. Both the pups and the humans showed increased oxytocin levels as a result. Bottom line, much like we bond with other human beings through eye contact, man and his best friend grow closer by looking into each other's eyes, researchers say. Here are even more unbelievable facts you never knew about your pooch. The smell center of a dog's brain is 40 times larger than yours. Dogs can smell thousands of times better than humans. Their noses have millions more receptors. For example, the human nose averages 5 million, while a dachshund has 125 million, and they can sniff in stereo, so they know if a smell is coming from the left or the right, making them useful for sniffing out drugs, dead bodies, bed bugs, explosives, and more. You may think tail wagging is an invitation to pet your dog more. Not always. Italian researchers found out the dogs wag their tails slightly to the right when they see something they like, and to the left when they're confronted by something they want to back away from. You might buy an old dog grooming brush at the pet store, but you really want to pick up the right one for your dog's coat. A rubber brush will promote circulation and loosen dirt. A bristle brush removes dead hair. You're giving me too much food. How can you tell? If your dog doesn't seem motivated by food treats when you're trying to train him, cut back and he'll start paying a little more attention. Grooming day means you bring out the big blow dryer. Don't. To make dogs look fluffy, shake a little cornstarch into the base of their fur and then brush. It will absorb the oil and grease and detangle matted fur. And please don't rush your dogs when they're going to the bathroom. There's a reason dogs circle around before getting down to business. They have an instinct to be aligned with the Earth's magnetic field before they poop. In fact, researchers watched 70 dogs engage in 1,893 defecations over a 2-year period just to figure this out. You might think it's nice to sleep with your dog all day, but too much nap time can affect his personality. A lot of behavioral problems can be solved by just taking your dog on a daily walk. Now, since your dog is old, you may think he gets whatever he wants. If he's got arthritis, he'll be much happier if you give him a daily supplement that contains glucosamine and chondroitin sulfate, which protect joint and cartilage, and switch him to food formulated for an animal his age. If you lose your dog, the first thing you should do is call every animal shelter within 100 miles of home and visit the nearest shelters every day if you can. Many animal control bureaus euthanize animals if they go unclaimed for a specific amount of time. For good measure, be sure you get a microchip in your young pup. Okay, enough gloom and doom. Let's look at some puppies. Well, that's about as cute as it gets. And that's why we think puppies are a big, hairy deal. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and tell your friends about the Big Hairy Deal channel.